Hello, kia ora, g'day. I'm Philip Duncan from Weather Watch TV on YouTube with your 7-day Australia-only forecast and 7-day rainfall outlook. All eyes are on South Australia at the moment and heading towards the southeastern corner of Australia thanks to this large area of low pressure that is forming at the moment. It's tracking towards Tasmania. That's where it will lie by Friday afternoon. Windy weather here in the green shading. Could be gale force winds, sustained at gale force, with gusts going even higher. So that could cause some localised damage here and there. Keep up to date with the Bureau of Meteorology for any wind warnings and watches. As that low tracks eastwards, brings down these warmer northerly winds, but behind it, in comes a cooler southerly. So let's get into the forecast. Here we are on Friday afternoon. The low parked basically over the top of Lonnie in Tasmania, driving in rain and showers and clockwise winds around it. So you might have a northeasterly to start with, and then it turns to a south to southwesterly later on. Speaking of that southerly change, basically from Melbourne to Adelaide, that southerly comes in. So everyone in between getting that temperature drop, but that's the reason why you're seeing this line of rain and showers, and that pushes through and into parts of New South Wales, including into the outback, getting some good rainfall in there. Could be up to 40 millimetres for some of you. Now this is a 24-hour rainfall map showing rain that falls from later today, Thursday, into Friday afternoon. So that's when many of you will get some of this rain. There's also a line of showers going all the way back to Darwin, although that's not necessarily going to produce very much in the way of rainfall. Elsewhere, things are pretty quiet and dry, but a bit of a windy nor'wester along New South Wales coastline. So Sydney northwards basically getting a bit of wind. If you're travelling on any planes out of Sydney, heading to places like Hobart or Adelaide or Melbourne, could be a few bumps around on those flights. Going into Saturday, nothing too serious by the way, just a few bumps. On Saturday, low pressure moves out east of Australia, east of Bass Strait, drives in some rain around Lord Howe Island. Still a few downpours around the interior of New South Wales, mostly along the hills and above the hills. Also some wet weather coming into Canberra and the ACT as a result of that low tracking through and the southerly flow that comes in behind it, which turns a bit more southeasterly as you go into South Australia. We've still got that line of showers heading all the way back up towards Darwin. Not a lot of rain in there though. It's at the lower end of the scale. So you're talking about maybe only 1 millimetre in some of these large blue shaded areas. Now as we go into Sunday, we've got more showers and downpours around the top end, around Katherine and also into the Kimberley. Again, not massive rainfall totals, but you do see some little areas here and even spreading over into Queensland where there might just be the odd heavy shower. As that low moves out over the Tasman Sea, it does drive in the southerly up the eastern coastline, and that's maybe locally it could be a northerly though, but the general flow is a southerly, and that's why we're seeing still some showers, including coming in here to central Queensland where they carry on into Monday, and those showers around the top end, Katherine, Kimberley, and now going down into the Pilbara, still seeing some showers there. And at the other end, in the southwest corner, you're getting those showers coming through as well with the next cold front. But things are settled over in Tasmania. Northeasterly winds for Victoria, northerlies for South Australia as we go into Monday. Big picture on Tuesday because there's not much going on around Australia, so it's good to kind of get some context. High pressure coming out of the Indian Ocean, heading in towards into Western Australia. And that's why you're seeing windy conditions coming through here as a result of lower pressure up more towards the Northern Territory, high pressure out at sea here, bit of a squash zone in between with those windier conditions. Elsewhere, not much going on. Westerly winds return around Tasmania. Low pressure offshore around Lord Howe Island. Norfolk Island also getting some rain from that. And up in the tropics, you probably noticed a couple of storm systems up there. They are nothing to worry about for Australia because they're in the northern hemisphere. So they're heading towards the North Pole, basically. But this one here near Guam, heading off to Japan, and this tropical cyclone around Thailand. So back home, back to Wednesday now. Still not much going on. We've got plenty of showers through the interior of Western Australia, particularly into the afternoon and evening. They could get heavier than what this map shows, by the way, because this is sort of showing into the earlier afternoon for Western Australia, later afternoon for Eastern Australia. A line of showers here around the South Australia area going into Victoria. Not a massive amount of wet weather from that. And again, a few more coastal showers for Queensland. Otherwise, very dry and quite a bit warmer as well. Thursday of next week. Well, we're not in summer yet, and we are still in the season of spring, and spring's all about winter slowly fading away and hints of summer slowly coming in. And this is a reminder next week, 1 week from now, that we have only just left winter. And so a cold change comes back in, strong windy weather around Tasmania, might be severe gales once again as those spring westerlies roar back into life, and a temperature drop all along the coastal parts of Victoria as well as that stormy system tracks by. There's another one south of New Zealand as well, so New Zealand's also got those windy westerlies. Let's make sense of the rainfall. Now, most of the rain is falling over the next 24 hours. You don't really add much to it as we go into next week. So plenty of blue pale shaded areas. That's the very bottom of the scale here. Just a few millimetres potentially over a large portion of Australia. But around New South Wales, Victoria, the southeastern corner of South Australia, and of course over Tasmania. These are the areas with the best chances of rain. Some of these downpours will move around a bit, but I mean, you've got to see here in Victoria, you've got a line of downpours here that could be 50 or 60 millimetres, but then up here in the northwestern corner, maybe only 1 to 5. So not everyone's going to get what they want, and I know not everybody wants rain either at this time of the year, but that's how things are shaping up. And it also should point out around Norfolk Island, a chance there that you could be getting 100 millimetres or more, but there's a very fine line again between these downpours near New Caledonia and the dry weather further out to sea. All right, the Microsoft Flight Simulator place of the day today, Surfers Paradise. What a beautiful spot, flying in over all the high-rise buildings there. You got a pretty nice week on the way, unless you need rain. The forecast is good. Otherwise, if you want rain, there's not much on the way. Next chance is Thursday, a week from now. Basically, pretty warm weather coming through. Ideal weather if you're heading off there for a holiday, or if you live there, some nice weather to go out, take the dog for a walk, kick the kids outside for some peace and quiet, whatever you want. The weather looks fantastic there. All right, that is all from me. Have yourselves a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you again on Monday.